Hey, good morning. I have a love challenge for you today. Today's Valentine's Day, and throughout the whole world, it seems, and I know it's just the United States, but there are hearts, there is flowers, there's gifts, there's cards, there's jewelry, there's presents of all kinds, going back and forth amongst those that love each other. But I have a greater challenge for you. More challenging than buying somebody a present, more challenging than getting a card or sending them a bouquet of roses. The most powerful of all powers is love. Scripture says it all over the place, including 1 Corinthians 13:13. But there's also the greatest commandment, the greatest implied principle that God has given each and every one of us. And it comes out of two major places, Matthew 22 and Galatians 5. It says, love others as you love yourself. Now hear this, because this challenge is probably going to really challenge you today. It's one thing to reach out and to love others, and it's one thing to write a beautiful note to someone and share your heart with them. But what about you? You see, you can't give truly love, the Scripture says, unless your heart is filled with love. And so often we go through the trappings, we go through the action, we go through the words, and we go through the gift giving and card giving, but our hearts are not really pouring out the kind of love, in most cases, that we need to pour out to others, because we haven't followed the greatest of all commandments, all rules, regulations, principles, anything you want to call it. But I want to call it the greatest challenge, which is to love others as you love yourself. So that puts a precedence of you first have to love yourself. And I'm not talking about egotistical and kissing the mirror and telling yourself, that you're the greatest in the world, but to love yourself. To love yourself in a way that truly allows you to feel fulfilled, and from the fullness of the heart, it says in Scripture, you shall pour out the words, the actions, even the body language. So here's your challenge today. On Valentine's Day, stop for a minute writing all your Valentines. Stop for a minute calling 1-800-Flowers. Stop for a minute and write a love letter to yourself. Can you do that? To tell yourself how precious you are, how wonderful, how proud you are of yourself. With all those other thoughts that I've taught you over and over again, need to be silenced, take them captive, and allow the true beauty of God's voice within you to help you write a love letter to yourself. I want you to give me a comment today and just put down there, love letter to me. Just put down love letter to me and allow yourself to confirm and take this challenge. That before you go out loving on Valentine's Day, before you go to dinners and lunches and whatever it might be, first things first, allow yourself to truly sense being loved by you. Then you will be able to fulfill the greatest of all of the elements of spiritual life, which is to love others as you love yourself. Look it up. If you don't believe it, if you think it's a twist of the Scriptures, look it up. Matthew 22, Galatians 5. It says it very clearly. Love others as you love yourself. Why did he say that? Because you can't give from an empty heart. But it says that from the fullness of the heart, once you've written this to yourself, once you've maybe put some tears in your eyes because you're so appreciative of yourself, and you silence those other thoughts that don't like yourself sometimes and kind of put yourself down, silence those voices and allow yourself to write yourself a love letter and then put it in your heart, and then go love the world and change the world with real love, true love, sincere love that comes from loving others as you love yourself. Have a beautiful, loving Valentine's Day, but more than that, have a beautiful experience loving yourself so that you can love all the others around you. Happy Valentine's Day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.